Troy TrojanVision Nightly News starts now.
The high-definition digital production center on the Troy campus with news from Troy University locations around the world. This is Troy TrojanVision Nightly News.
Hello and welcome to June 10th, 2013. I'm Felicia Payne and thank you for joining us this evening. The City of Troy hopes to start construction on its proposed playground, Miracle League Playground, before the end of the summer. But even though the project is expected to begin soon, there was still some time for more fundraising over the weekend. One man's trash is another man's treasure, and Saturday morning there was a yard sale at the Troy Rec Center to help as the City of Troy gets ready to begin construction on the Miracle League Playground.
This yard sale is a unique way of people being able to get rid of some things from their garages and attics and storage, and the money proceeds go towards the Miracle League Playground project.
People were given the opportunity to purchase like a table space, and they could do that for $20, and all those proceeds go to the Miracle Field, and then they can keep their own proceeds or donate a portion. But then we also had several people, all this stuff that's kind of in the middle is the donated items, and we've priced those, and then all that money goes to the Miracle Field Playground too.
The goal of raising $200,000 to build the playground has almost been reached, and Holmes says every little bit helps.
We're close to reaching the goal, and so this doesn't, make thousands of dollars, but it makes a little bit, and every little bit helps.
The playground will be set up to allow children of all abilities to play on it together. The yard sale is the last planned fundraiser before construction is set to begin in early July.
Miracle League Playground is a handicap accessible playground, but it will also be a playground for all children of all abilities. So to look at the playground, you really will not be able to tell that it has a lot of emphasis on special needs.
And it's still not too late to make a donation to help with the cost of the playground.
They can bring it here and see either myself, Lisa, or Dan Smith here to the Recreation Department, and just kind of come in the front door and let the people at the front know that they want to make a Miracle League donation. And we'll accept anything, checks, cash, whatever. So this is probably the best place to make it, or they can mail it here too.
Again, construction is expected to begin in early July with a completion date of around August 1st. And a yard sale wasn't the only way folks were raising money over the weekend. One group showed off some classic and tricked out cars as a way to raise money for a good cause. The Troy Kiwanis Club hosted a car show on Saturday, and it wasn't just to show off interesting cars, but to raise awareness for a cause.
The third annual Best in Alabama Car Show is raising money to vaccinate people all across the world against tetanus. Every entry will pay to vaccinate 8 people in the developing world.
But why would an organization choose to host a car show to raise awareness for tetanus?
Well, we love cars, and every car's got an interesting story behind it. We want to hear about people's stories, and just on a beautiful day like today, hanging out with interesting people and cool cars is just a great way to spend the day.
There were a variety of cars there, some old and some young, some motorcycles and some trucks, and all of them were competing for one thing, the title of Best in Alabama.
Well, we're going to give awards for first, second, and third place in several categories: classic car, late model, hot rod, truck, bike. We're giving a Diamond in the Rough award for cars that aren't maybe not perfect, but still cool cars. We're giving an award for the best Ford. We're giving an award for the longest distance. And we're giving the Best in Alabama award, which this is the only place in the whole state where a car can win the Best in Alabama.
With the tetanus vaccines costing under $2 a piece, the amount of money raised will be able to vaccinate a lot of people.
I bet we raised about $1,000, something like that. We had some expenses, and but all the proceeds that we do as much of the work ourselves. We make our own trophies, make our own signs. So as much money as we can send to our cause, the vaccinations, we try to keep as much money going to needy folks around the world as we can.
If anyone would like to donate to the tetanus vaccinations, you can email the Troy Kiwanis Club at trojankiwanis@gmail.com. And now taking a look at news from around the state. In Fort Morgan, 2 men have drowned in a dangerous rip current on the Alabama coast. Searchers are looking for a third person who hasn't been seen since going under. The Baldwin County coroner identifies one victim as 25-year-old Matthew Hadaway of Bossier, Louisiana. The other is 51-year-old John Hogue of Overland Park, Kansas. Federal officials are offering a reward for information in a 2012 burglary at a pawn shop in Muscle Shoals. Authorities say 58 guns were stolen from the pawn shop. The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives is offering a $5,000 reward for information leading to an arrest and conviction in the case. Authorities in Talladega County say a teenage boy has died in a crash between an ATV and an SUV. Department of Public Safety officials identified the victim as 17-year-old Wesley Newsom. He was driving an ATV that was struck by a Jeep Cherokee Saturday night. And coming up on TrojanVision Nightly News, some Troy baseball players were drafted over the weekend. Mitchell Spoon has that and more coming up in sports. But first, a deeper look into the man who spoke out about the government's classified surveillance programs. That and more coming up next.
The man who reveals secret surveillance programs reveals his identity. I'm Tara Mergener at the White House with the fallout coming up.
When you look in the mirror and think about your future, what do you see? Are you where you want to be? Are you ready to reach your dreams and build a better life for you and your family? You're going to need an education and a degree. And for that, you'll want to choose Troy University. Learn more today about careers in healthcare at our Dothan Career Seminars, June 13th and June 18th. Visit troy.edu/Dothan or call for locations and to register today.
Today, we gather to recognize the selfless decision of one of the most influential women of our time. The woman who, after having one too many drinks, chose not to drive home buzzed. Here today to honor Rachel is the family whose lives she spared.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning TrojanVision Nightly News.
Messages of support are pouring in for the former South African President Nelson Mandela. The 94-year-old is still in the hospital while the world waits for news. Rita Nissan reports from London.
Nelson Mandela's relatives hugged outside the hospital after visiting the former South African president. His ex-wife Winnie and their daughter Zinzi left after a brief visit. Mandela's third wife, Graça Machel, has also been at his side since the 94-year-old was rushed to the hospital 3 days ago. Mandela is fighting a lung infection. Government officials say he's in serious but stable condition.
We all love the man so much. We admire him so much. We'd like him to live on with us, but we know he's a human being.
It's Mandela's fourth hospital stay since December. He was last seen in this video 6 weeks ago, looking frail after being hospitalized for pneumonia.
I think it's just a natural experience that everybody wants to hold on to him as much as possible.
South Africans are praying for him and are leaving messages of support in front of his Johannesburg home. They're anxious for news. One headline said it's time to let him go, but some say they're not ready.
He is the icon of the whole world. He has shown us what true leadership is.
Mandela spent 27 years in prison fighting against racial segregation. After his release, he went on to become the country's first black president. Rita Nissan for CBS News.
Jury selection is getting underway in the murder trial of George Zimmerman, the neighborhood watch volunteer who killed unarmed teenager Trayvon Martin last year. Marley Hall has the latest details from the courthouse in Sanford, Florida.
Moments before George Zimmerman entered the courtroom for the first day of jury selection, the family of the victim, Trayvon Martin, made a statement.
We ask that the community continue to stay peaceful as we place our faith in the justice system.
Zimmerman's brother also spoke to reporters.
As a family, we're very confident in the outcome of the case.
Zimmerman, a neighborhood watch volunteer, claims he shot and killed the unarmed teenager to save his own life. The jury will have to decide whether the killing was self-defense or murder. Zimmerman's attorney tried to delay jury selection today, saying prosecutors have not provided all their evidence, but the judge rejected that request. A pool of 100 possible jurors is being screened today. Police have set up barricades outside the courthouse to contain demonstrators. So far, the protests have been peaceful.
Trayvon did not have to die.
About a dozen demonstrators showed their support for Trayvon Martin, declaring today National Hoodie Day. Martin was wearing a hooded sweatshirt when Zimmerman gunned him down. The protesters agree with prosecutors that Zimmerman, who is an Hispanic American, racially profiled Martin because he was African American.
What's at stake in this trial is whether or not it's okay to just treat every black and Latino youth as a criminal with a target on his back.
Zimmerman's lawyers will try to paint Martin as a troubled teen who took drugs and played with guns. Jury selection is expected to take at least 2 weeks. Marley Hall for CBS News, Sanford, Florida.
Who exposed 2 classified surveillance programs said he did it to inform the public. Edward Snowden says the programs can target Americans, which contradicts previous statements from the White House. Snowden fled the country and believes the U.S. government will come after him. Tara Mergener has the latest from Washington.
Edward Snowden says he's the one who leaked classified information about 2 secret government surveillance programs to the press.
Any analyst at any time can target anyone.
Snowden told The Guardian newspaper's Glenn Greenwald and Laura Poitras he worked as a contractor for the National Security Agency in Hawaii.
I, sitting at my desk, certainly had the authorities to wiretap anyone, from you or your accountant to a federal judge to even the president.
That's different from what the White House has revealed about the phone and internet monitoring programs. The Obama administration says the government only collects data and does not target U.S. citizens.
In some of these matters, some of these issues, we are dealing with information that's highly sensitive and classified for a reason.
The White House insists the surveillance is designed to protect against terrorist threats, and the president says the programs are under strict judicial supervision. Several members of Congress say they are concerned about government eavesdropping and want to know more.
The investigations will be very serious. Obviously, we'll be dealing with a balance between national security and safeguarding our civil liberties.
Snowden fled Hawaii last month and is now living in a Hong Kong hotel room, but he believes the government is coming after him.
If they want to get you, they'll get you.
The NSA has already asked the Justice Department to launch a criminal investigation. Tara Mergener for CBS News, the White House.
And now Mitchell Spoon joins us for sports. Well, Mitchell, I know this past weekend we've actually had a lot of Trojan sports going on. What can you tell us?
Well, the baseball team had 3 players selected into the MLB draft, and the soccer and football team both released its 2013 schedule. But I'll get more into that right now. On Saturday, the baseball team sent its big 3 in Danny Collins, Trey Santos, and Logan Pierce to the majors on the 3rd day of the MLB draft. This marks the first time since 2007 that 3 players were drafted in the same class. Collins was selected by the Pittsburgh Pirates in the 13th round. Pierce was picked by the Philadelphia Phillies in the 15th round, and Santos was chosen by the San Diego Padres in the 17th round. The trio helped Troy win its 2nd Sun Belt Conference championship in 3 seasons and make the school's 6th NCAA tournament appearance. Head coach Bobby Pierce says it is a phenomenal feat for all 3 players.
Well, obviously, very happy for all 3. That's the dream of a baseball player, whether it be in high school or college. And so these guys, you know, they work their whole lives, and hopefully the dream will one day become a reality for them. And on that day, it became the reality for 3.
The athletes have until July 12th to sign their contracts. Senior hammer thrower Nicolo Bola ended his college career by participating in the 2013 NCAA Track and Field Championships this past weekend. On Thursday, the senior placed 15th in the hammer throw with a throw of 62.44 meters. His throw earned him All-American distinctions. Bola's best throw was at the Coach O Invitational back in April when he broke the school and conference record with a throw of 65.78 meters. And the rodeo team sends 5 of its members to Casper, Wyoming for the College National Finals Rodeo, which began on Sunday. For the women's team, sisters Keisha and Cassandra Smith finished the year placing first and second at the Ozark Region's goat tying standings, while freshman Kelsey Cannemer finished second in breakaway roping. Since the women's team won the team championship, they were allowed to bring 4 members to represent the Trojans as a team. Cassidy Aldridge was the 4th Trojan and will compete in breakaway roping. Zach Mabry was the only men's team representative and will compete in the team roping event. Mabry and University of Tennessee Martin's Ben Walker would pair up on Monday to open the team roping competition. The Troy soccer team released its 2013 schedule last Friday, with the first match to begin on August 15th against AUM in an exhibition match. The Trojans will host 8 home games, including the 2013 Trojan Classic. Sunbelt Conference play will begin on September 29th at home against new Sunbelt joinee Texas State. The season will conclude on the road against Louisiana Lafayette on October 27th. Last season, the Trojans finished with a 9-win, 10-loss, and 2-tie record and a berth in the Sunbelt Conference Championships. The Trojans returned several key members from last year's squad and look to make a strong push for the top of the league in 2013. And the soccer team wasn't the only fall sport to release its schedule. The Troy football team released its schedule for the 2013 season last Friday as well. The Trojans will kick off the season at home against in-state rival UAB on August 31st at 6 p.m. The next week, Savannah State travels to Troy for a 6 p.m. kickoff as well. 2 notable games for the Trojans come on September 28th when Troy travels to Durham, North Carolina to play Duke, and on November 16th when they travel to Oxford, Mississippi to play Ole Miss. 3 of Troy's games will be on ESPNU, but 2 of those 3 games are away games. The solo home game on October 31st against Louisiana Monroe will be the only home game to appear on the network. So, Felicia, congratulations to Nicola Bola in the NCAA tournament up in Eugene, Oregon. And best of luck, to the rodeo team as they are in Casper, Wyoming this week. Yes, we definitely wish them the best of luck and on all of our teams as they get ready for the upcoming seasons. Indeed. Thank you. Incoming freshmen will be coming to the campus next week for Impact. Aaron Taylor learns more in today's Trojan Talk. But first, it's been raining on and off today. Should we expect more? Judson?
Well, we may get more very soon, and I'll tell you when coming up.
I've been taking classes at Troy online for years. The staff and the professors, they care about developing me, not just academically, but in my future career. I feel that Troy is preparing me for my next mission.
On campus or online, Troy offers you an extraordinary education that can take you anywhere you want to go. Troy University. It's all you need to know.
I'm John Phillips. I'm an active duty soldier attending school full-time, and I choose Troy.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning TrojanVision Nightly News.
Judson Garner joins us for weather. So Judson, we've had some rain on and off today and the last couple of days. What can we expect coming up?
Well, coming up, we could expect sort of the same thing. We may be getting some more showers, but I'll get into those details coming up right now. But first, let's take a look at our campus. Right now, it looks pretty nice outside. And we go to okay, here we go. Today's statistics. High coming in at 81 degrees, low 70 degrees. We did see a little bit of rain. Sun came up 5:38, sunset. It should set around 7:50 p.m. All right, now taking a look at the temperatures from around the state. We have Huntsville coming in at 87 degrees, Birmingham 86, Montgomery 80, Troy 79. So, upper 80s to upper 70s around our state. Our current temperatures. in the southeast. As you can see, we have mid-90s to mid-80s to pretty much mid-70s in the southeast right now. So we have a wide variety. And current temperatures, that same sort of trend continues. As you can see, we have 90s going into very hot temperatures right here above Texas, 104. Very hot over there. And as you can see, we'll go to our current surface map. Those warm temperatures or hot temperatures, as I should say, are coming from those high pressures. And that's all along coming in right here. But one thing that's making news in our area is Tropical Storm Andrea. And that's causing a lot of those on and off rains, as we can see coming in right here. And there's some news that just came out earlier, a couple hours ago. The Gulf Shore beaches have been closed down. The past 24 hours, 4 people drowned, so it's not a good time to be out on the Gulf. So if you have any plans to go visit Gulf Shores, you probably need to reschedule, or actually you do need to reschedule because it's pretty rough down there. And travel conditions, as you can see in the south, in all in southern Georgia, Florida. Tropical Storm Andrea, as I should say, is definitely having an impact on these areas. So if you're going to those areas, be aware of that. Temperatures, the departure from normal, as we can see, we're pretty much, this is where we're usually at this time of year. So not too much of a change, but over in this side of the U.S., you can see it's pretty hot over there, and that is very unnormal. The temperature change we should be expecting within the next 24 hours, it looks like we're going to be experiencing some increasing temperatures coming up. So if you think it's been hot, well, it's going to get a little bit hotter. Here's what our map looks like for Tuesday. Clear. We're not going to be experiencing any more rain coming Tuesday. Wednesday doesn't look like we're going to be seeing rain. Thursday, same thing. Friday, maybe some chances of light rains coming in, but we'll know definitely how Friday is going to look coming up later on in the week. Tonight's forecast, mostly cloudy skies, scattered thunderstorms this evening, starting around 6 to 9. We should be experiencing some rain, so that's what we'll be seeing tonight, but may not be getting much during this week. Light winds, 50% chance of rain. Tomorrow's forecast, sunshine and clouds. Stray showers and thunderstorms are possible, but not very likely. Maybe 20% chance. Winds, light winds. Here's our 4-day forecast. Tuesday, 95 degrees. Tuesday night, maybe experiencing some rains, but besides that, after we get past that little hurdle there, should be clear and very hot coming up this week.
Okay, thank you so much, Jensen.
Thanks.